I'm making this little snowman shelf sitter using one of my leftover pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. Now, this was from the fall season, and of course, they have those pesky little stickers on there, and just using my little heat tool and just peeling off the sticker. I'm also using one of the socks from the Dollar Tree. I had bought those in the fall season as well, and just pulled it out so I could use it for his little hat. So I want to use the crackle paint technique on this little snowman shelf sitter as well. So I'm just painting it black. I let that dry. Then I put a layer of the crackle medium on there and let that completely dry, about 15-20 minutes. Then I go back over it with some plaster chalk paint, and it literally cracks before your eyes. And so one thing that I did notice, like where that sticker was on the back of the little wooden pumpkin, I guess where the little adhesive is, the crackle and the paint did not stick very well to that. So you will see that as I'm working with my little snowman. I want to give my little snowman some cheeks. I'm just using some coral colored paint and a stencil brush and just stippling on some cheeks just to give him a cute little face. I just kind of dab it on just to get the look that I want. Then I'm going to get a liner brush and some orange paint and just draw on a nose where it just looks so cute. Milk chocolate brown paint, and I like to shade my projects, so I'm just using a flat paintbrush and dip half of my brush in water, the other half in paint, and then I blend it on a paper towel. Then I go around my projects to give it just some shading and just give it some definition. I'll just continue to bring this little snowman shelf sitter to life by adding some doodles around the outside of the little nose and just the outer part of the wood part. And then I'll also give him a little smile. And this is just something that I like to do for my projects. It just really depends on what your little personal preference is, but I think that it just really gives it all. It doesn't have to be perfect to be very cute. Anyway, before I do the eyes, I'm going to put the sock on there so that I don't get my eyes too high, so that the brim of my sock, which is his hat, would be covering them up. I use some stuffing to add some, fullness to my hat, and then I just glue that down. Once I know the placement, I like to put my socks on first, like I said, so that I can get my eyes placed the way that I want, that they're not too high, too low, that kind of thing. And so I will use a black Sharpie marker and just draw out the eyes the way that I want them, and I like my eyes a little slanted. If you don't want to do this, you can use the end of a paintbrush or a marker or a dowel, something to give you two dots. But I use the marker first, and then I go back in and I fill it in with black paint with my paintbrush. Now, this is just a personal preference, but you can do eyes a lot of different ways. And I just use then I just use my liner brush for some commas in the eyes, and then also my ultrafine Sharpie marker to give some eyelashes. Now I'm just taking some wire and some rusty jingle bells that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just twisting that on the end of the hat so that I could make a little jingle. This is just kind of how I like to make my little snowman just all cute and just festive. To get the hat to stay where I want it, I will figure out where I want it to bend, and then I will hot glue that so that it stays. For more pizzazz and festiveness, I just have some greenery and some berries, and I just cut off a couple of sprigs of greenery and just kind of trying to figure out where I can get the greenery to stick, as well as my berries. Sometimes I tuck it in the brim of the hat, sometimes I hot glue it, to the hat. And just to, I'm cutting off the toe of that sock so that it kind of, lays a little bit freer where it's not, closed. Just depending on the sock will depend on what I kind of do with it. Sometimes I use my pinking shears and I'll make like the, strips. It just really depends on the sock. Anyway, just a cute little snowman shelf sitter. If you don't have any of those leftover pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, you can do this with a board or something else. Just let your imagination go wild and create you a cute little snowman shelf sitter just like this one.